Welcome back to the VS Showdown. Today we're diving into a survival scenario. Can Rudy, the massive albino Baryonyx from Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs, survive on Monsterverse's Skull Island? Before the 1973 expedition, Skull Island was a death trap teeming with deadly creatures. Does Rudy have what it takes to survive? Let's break it down. Size: Rudy stands at 53 feet tall and weighs 80 tons. This puts him in the weight class of some of Skull Island's biggest predators. Strength: Rudy is powerful enough to break through solid rock, as seen when he escaped his cave. His raw strength is undeniable. Durability: he survived a fall between 200 to 260 feet, an insane feat that suggests his body can handle massive impacts. Weapons: he possesses razor-sharp teeth, a crushing bite force, and powerful limbs. His agility is impressive for his size, allowing him to react quickly in a fight. Now let's throw Rudy onto Skull Island and see how he fares. Rudy roars, preparing to attack Buck, but before he can strike, Mama Dino slams into him, sending him flying off a cliff. As he plummets, a mysterious rift opens below him. Rudy disappears into the void just before the rift closes shut. Rudy lands back first onto rocky terrain. The impact sends debris flying, but he quickly flips onto his feet, instincts on high alert. He scans his surroundings. This isn't his usual hunting ground. The air is thick with humidity and the sounds of unknown creatures echo through the jungle. Suddenly, the ground in front of him rumbles. The earth cracks open, revealing a massive mantle-claw, a subterranean predator with hardened rock-like armor. Rudy lifts his foot and slams it down with full force, crushing the creature's skull. He turns and spots a dense bamboo forest ahead. The towering stalks sway slightly as he crashes through, snapping bamboo like twigs. Something is watching him. A chill runs down his spine. A sudden poke to his leg makes him spin around, a mother-long legs. The massive arachnid towers just below his height, its spindly legs poised to strike. It lunges, attempting to impale him with one of its razor-sharp limbs, but the leg snaps upon impact. Rudy snarls, clamps down on its body, and tears it apart, spitting out the plant-like remains in disgust. Emerging from the forest, Rudy finds a large lake and kneels down to drink. The water is calm. Too calm. Suddenly, a massive tentacle shoots out and wraps around his arm. Rudy bellows in rage as a mire squid reveals itself. More tentacles lash out, pulling him toward the water. Rudy fights back, biting into one of the tentacles and ripping it clean off. The beast retaliates, tightening its grip, but Rudy charges into the water, launching himself into the air and body slamming onto the mire squid's head. His powerful jaws clamp down repeatedly, tearing the monstrous cephalopod apart. The water turns red as Rudy emerges victorious. Continuing his journey, Rudy stumbles upon a massive bone graveyard. The remains of countless creatures litter the ground. As he steps forward, a skull crawler bursts from the debris and clamps its jaws onto Rudy's foot. Rudy roars in pain and snaps his jaws around the creature's midsection, hurling it into a jagged skull. Another skull crawler leaps onto his back, sinking its teeth into his spine. The first one recovers and lunges for his throat. Thinking fast, Rudy repeatedly slams his head into the ground, crushing the attacking skull crawler's skull. Blood seeps from its body as it goes limp. The second skull crawler thrashes on Rudy's back, refusing to let go. Rudy drops backward, crushing the skull crawler beneath his weight. He rolls over, pinning the beast before clamping his jaws onto its head and ripping it clean off. Bloodied but victorious, Rudy drags one of the skull crawler corpses toward a swampy clearing. He lays the body down and begins to feast. His moment of peace doesn't last. The swamp water ripples. Rudy watches carefully, recognizing the danger. A massive Siren jaw bursts out, clamping its jaws around his body. Does Rudy survive? Rudy's sheer strength, durability, and combat skills allow him to survive longer than most creatures would on Skull Island. His ability to kill mantle-claws, mother longlegs, skull crawlers, and even the mire squid proves that he's a force to be reckoned with. However, Skull Island is an unrelenting nightmare. Creatures like full-grown siren jaws, psycho-vultures, or bigger skull crawlers would be a serious challenge, especially in prolonged battles. Would Rudy ultimately survive? Possibly, but he'd have to fight constantly to maintain dominance. His endurance, food supply, and ability to adapt would be key. One wrong encounter, and even a beast like Rudy could meet his match. What do you think? Could Rudy thrive in Skull Island's ecosystem, or would he eventually fall to the island's apex predators? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, stay epic.